The news that's developing this hour, a setback for Zebunisa Qazi and two others convicted in the Bombay blast case. The Supreme Court has refused to extend their time to surrender. All three will now have to surrender on the 18th of this month. The Supreme Court said extension of time cannot be given on the grounds that their pardon plea is pending. The Supreme Court said if this is allowed, the President's home would be flooded with such requests. Let's get more from Ashok Bagre reporting from the Supreme Court. Ashok, we're getting a sense of the Supreme Court's reasoning while rejecting their pleas. Is there more to add?
Well, actually, yes. In fact, while dismissing the plea of Zebunisa and two other convicts in the Bombay blast case, the Supreme Court did so on the grounds of two reasons. Firstly, they said that if they allowed such a petition, it would set a wrong precedent. The Supreme Court would see that thousands of accused or convicts who have been convicted by the courts would approach the Supreme Court and seek time to surrender. That is one of it. Secondly, the Supreme Court also says that it seems impractical to allow such a petition, because if such a petition is allowed, then the President's house would be flooded with pardon petitions. So these were the two grounds on which the Supreme Court has rejected the petitions of Zebunisa and two other convicts. Besides that, the senior advocate Fali Nariman also tried to impress on the Supreme Court about the medical conditions of these three convicts, saying Zebunisa was 70 years old and invalid, whereas the other two accused were in their late 80s. But the Supreme Court was also not impressed with these arguments and said that first ask the convicts to surrender, and if you want to impress or you want to press the points of medical grounds, it should be pressed before the requisite court. But first, all the three convicts will have to surrender, and the date for their surrendering has been fixed to 18th of April.
So the Supreme Court, unmoved by the age of these three convicts, all of them between 70 and 80 years old, and even the health of one of them, Zebunisa Qazi, who is believed to be suffering from cancer. Ashok, will the three now file a review petition? That option is open to them.
Well, that option is definitely open to all three convicts, and Mr. Nariman also told the court that these three people will be filing a review petition. But as far as review petitions are concerned, review petitions are heard by the same set of judges who decided this particular case in the first instance. So there is a little chance of success in the review petition, but that is definitely a recourse which these three convicts have, and it seems at the moment that these three convicts will exercise this recourse and this little window of opportunity which is available to them. They want to exhaust all of it before actually they start serving out their sentences.
And what does all of this mean for Sanjay Dutt, Ashok? Does this mean that the Supreme Court will unlikely give Sanjay any relief as well? His petition is coming up a little later today.
Well, as far as Sanjay Dutt is concerned, his petition actually seeks time to surrender on different grounds, and Zebunisa's petition sought relaxation or more time to surrender on the ground that her petition was pending before the President seeking pardon. That is what Zebunisa's petition said, and today the Supreme Court has turned that down. But as far as Sanjay Dutt is concerned, Sanjay Dutt is agitating something else. He's telling the Supreme Court that there is some work which is unfinished. He needs to complete that, and he needs 180 days to complete that work, and he will surrender after that date to serve out the remainder of his sentence. But these both cases are unlinked. They will both be, Zebunisa's case was heard by the bench headed by Chief Justice, whereas Sanjay Dutt's case will be heard by different bench, which will be the bench headed by Justice Sataswam. So in a sense, what has been decided by the Supreme Court in the morning is very unlikely to have a bearing on Sanjay Dutt's application. That is something in which the merits of the case are different. That will be decided by the Supreme Court's different bench, and we'll have to really wait and see. It's just another hour's time before which the Supreme Court takes up Sanjay Dutt's application.
Ashok, you've been speaking to many in the legal fraternity. Is it unusual in itself that the actor wants more time to surrender after being convicted, and that conviction being upheld by the highest court of the land? He wants more time to surrender because he needs to finish his films. Can the Supreme Court actually be so accommodating?
Well, it's not unusual in the sense that such requests have been made to the Supreme Court in the past also, but it will definitely, whether the Supreme Court is going to accommodate Sanjay Dutt's prayer is something which we can't guess about. But if the court is convinced about the merits of the case, considering that Sanjay Dutt is saying in his application that there are 7 films which will remain uncompleted if he surrenders, there is more than 278 crore rupees of the Bollywood industry which is riding on him, and moreover he is saying that he is not averse to serving out the remainder of his sentence, but he just wants a little deferment, a little accommodation from the Supreme Court to complete his unfinished work.
What are the options before the Supreme Court, Ashok? One, of course, it agrees to Sanjay's plea, but could there be other decisions that the Supreme Court might take which we have not actually looked at?
Well, there are various possibilities which can be worked out by the Supreme Court. The first option definitely is that the Supreme Court could accommodate Sanjay Dutt, give him the relief or the breathing space of 6 months to complete his work. This is option 1. The option 2 is that Supreme Court could completely turn down his petition. That is option 2. But there is another option which is option 3, where Sanjay Dutt could be asked to surrender on 18th of April, but an arrangement is made by the Supreme Court wherein it says that Sanjay Dutt will stay in the jail to serve his sentence, but during the daytime he could possibly be released to complete his work or complete the shooting of his films which are pending. So that kind of an arrangement can also be worked out, but we'll have to really wait and see whether the Supreme Court makes such concessions to Sanjay Dutt or not.
And Ashok, staying with Sanjay's case, are we expecting to hear from investigating agencies as well? Has the Supreme Court asked the opinion of the investigating agencies?
Well, so far notices have not been served on CBI. In fact, CBI was the prosecuting agency in this particular case, but we'll have to wait. And it would be interesting if that notices are served on CBI, what would be the stand of CBI in this case? Earlier in Tada, in that particular Bombay blast case, Sanjay Dutt was acquitted by the Tada court of Tada charges, and CBI had not pressed or come into appeal against the dropping of Tada charges against Sanjay Dutt, and Sanjay Dutt was convicted in the Supreme Court under the Arms Act. So it would be really very interesting to see if the Supreme Court calls upon CBI to respond to Sanjay Dutt's application.
And we are certainly expecting a decision from the court today. It's not going to be sort of a lengthy session of arguments or opinions being put forward?
Well, Parul, that's very difficult to say whether we could actually expect the Supreme Court to decide the matter today itself. It could spill over into tomorrow or day after also. But one thing is for sure, that it will not go beyond 17th of April, because 18th is the date when Sanjay Dutt will have to surrender, or rather that's the date which the Supreme Court has fixed for all the convicts in the Bombay blast cases to surrender and who are out on bail. So that is something which we'll have to really wait and see whether the case is decided today itself or it spills over into tomorrow.